Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. Today we're going to take a look at one of the new Dior Quints. It is Pink Glow. When I initially saw photos of this Quint online, it really didn't strike me as like pink or too glowy really. I thought of it more as like a peachy burgundy color story. Now that I've used it twice now, this is the second time, you can indeed create, very pinky and glowy looks with this color story. I will have a demo on how I created this look later on. Let's first move on to the swatches, and then we will do also some comparisons, because when I think of Pink Glow, I think of the Natasha Denona Mini Love Story palette. Love to see what this shade looks like next to the two pinky red, peachy shades here. And of course, also a very recent release, the SUQQU SUQQU Quad. Like, this is a Pink Glow, without a doubt, when I look at it. Thanks to this shade here, and of course this red pinky shade. But there are, I guess you could say, some similarities between the two. Notably, these two bottom shades here kind of reminding me of these two shades. We know they're not going to be the same, but I'm interested to take a look here and show you guys the differences. In addition to Pink Glow, Dior also just released or launched two additional new Quints. I don't believe these are limited edition. I think Pink Glow is limited edition. I'll verify the information to see which is limited edition and which aren't, and I'll have that in the description. But of the new Quints, one is called Copper and the other is Toile de Juillet. I did purchase Copper, which I expect to receive soon here, and like Pink Glow, I will create a video using that Quint. So heading on to the swatches, and I mean, Dior is just one new release after another. So these are 3 of the 5 shades. They're very pretty. I think both the pink shades of this quad are standouts, and they really should be, given the name of the quad. And even this kind of like maybe canary yellow golden topper shade, it's really beautiful. I have that on the center of my lid, and it plays really, or it layers on really well with this shade here, and I'm sure it'll produce similar, beautiful effects on top of this shade as well. And then I'm going to swatch this center shade. It's very glittery. I think it's also very pretty. It's almost like it does have like a pinky undertone to it, and it's kind of champagne with a pink undertone. And the reason why I did not swatch the deepest shade, I'm saving it for last because we have quite a few things to talk about with this shade. Among the 7 Dior Quints that I have, and number 7 is Pink Glow, I have not come across a shade with this texture. And I know it's not like the product hard panned. This is a fresh quad. Others have said the same thing or have similar comments about it, but you'll see what I mean. With a shade like this, and for those who are familiar with the new reformulated Dior Quints, we know that all of the shades are fairly pigmented, with the exception of the Dune Summer Collection, Mirage and Dune. This is Mirage and this is Dune. Color payoff for both of these are lighter, and it's more like watercolor that is like desert golden sun theme. And we know from these two that that's a deliberate effect. However, when you look at Pink Glow, I have expectations that this would be pigmented. And so let me swatch this. And you can see I've gone in quite a few times here. It's a bit unexpected. It's not powdery. It has no fallout, so it has almost like, it feels almost tacky, when I, go through with my finger. And let me swatch it for you. Isn't that the lightest color payoff? Like you're expecting one thing and you're getting another. You'll see me in the demo working this color and really going in. If you're attracted to this quad, because maybe perhaps you want to create a very smoky, deep pink look, this is not going to work. It's just doesn't have that payoff. You could keep adding, and you can deepen it, but it's just not going to be the same. You're spending a lot of time, or you will have to really get a smoky look. What this is good for is you can use your finger, and I think with heat, you can tap this on, and it actually goes easily, or blends easily with the rest of the shades and onto your skin. So you can see with me doing that, I did deposit more pigment, and it is deeper right away. But to get a really deep pigmented effect, you're really not going to get that with this formulation. It's really interesting. I've never experienced anything like this from a Dior Quint, and I can't really think of anything comparable with other brands either. This was a very interesting move on their part. It does feel like it has really long stain power because of just how not powdery, and it's like creamy, but almost zero emollients to it. So very, very interesting. This was not what people expected, and I think some people actually might be disappointed because of that. So I just wanted to put this information fairly early on in the video so that you know what we're getting into here. Next, I do want to go into Natasha Denona's Mini Love Palette, and this is the shade U, and let me swatch that here. In comparison, I do think this is more red and pink. In comparison, these almost just seem more peachy. And then from the SUQQU quad, we have the 3 main shades. This pink shade here almost looks like it could be right next to this shade, but it's the version that has more red in it, or it's a little bit brighter. I think these from Dior, they're like, this whole palette seems like it's a more subdued version of the SUQQU quad. Really interesting when we have these shades laid out or swatched like that for comparison. And before we move on to the demo, I do want to mention this Quint is made in Italy and has a shelf life of 6 months. I'm taking this shade here and adding that all over the lids. Then we're taking this lighter shade here and placing that onto the crease. Then with a finger, I'm going into this kind of golden pastel-like shade, and I'm putting that onto the center of the lids. And I'm also being very generous with the shade here because I'm actually trying to create like a pink glow look using the palette. Then I'm going in to this deepest shade here, this burgundy shade, and I'm adding some of that on the upper lash line. And then with a different brush, I do want to add more of the shade just on the outer corners here. It is not the easiest actually to pick up the pigment, and you would think it's just not easy. This is what I'm getting from that shade here. And because I film the demo portion first before the intro, and of course at the end my summarized thoughts, I'm pretty sure in the beginning of the video I would have talked about this to an extent. So then I'm going back in to blend out into the crease. I'm going to, with my pinky, go into the center shade here, this highlight, and I'm going to add that to the inner corners. Very pretty. And then I'd also like to add this to the brow bone. Then I'm going back into this deep shade here and putting that on my lower lash line, just about halfway. The payoff is super light for how deep the shade is. You have to go back in 2, 3, maybe even 4 times to really deepen it. And then I'd like to add some pink glow to under my eyes. So we're going to go back into this shade here, and we will add it just along the lower lash line. For blush, I'm going to go with Westman Atelier's Minette, and I'm just going to stamp this all over the cheek area. What I love about this blush, or this cream blush, is that I could just go in and stamp the area and keep doing that. I don't have to, you know, kind of go across like this. I actually don't even need to use my finger to blend it out. It sort of blends really nicely into itself and into your skin. So if I want more, just go back here. I think this looks nice with the eye look. And for highlight, I'm going to use Westman Atelier's highlight stick. This is in the shade Light Up, and I'm also going to stamp this on the high points of my cheeks. I think you can quickly see the effect. Add some on the nose. And with the highlight stick, you can also go in with a finger. It's very emollient, so you can really easily get that onto wherever you need it. And for lipstick, I am using Dior's Transfer Proof Liquid Matte Lipstick. This is in the shade Rose Paris. This is the finished look. While I do like the look that I created, and I think it does, I think you can call this a pink glowing look, that deep shade really threw me off, and I just don't really know how to best utilize it given its texture, the way it works with a brush. Seems that using a finger might be even better than using a brush, unless you don't mind the light payoff. So really interesting. I'm not sure what to do with it. If you have been looking at this Quint and you're thinking, or you're on the fence thinking, my recommendation is wait for my review on the Copper Quint. The Copper Quint does not have a similar color story, but the shades look like they might be easier to work with, like all of them are easier to work with and are of the, you know, signature Dior quality we're used to. I don't know that I would even say this is bad quality. It's just different. And to be honest, I haven't figured out how to best use this shade to take advantage of the no fallout and perhaps like really long lasting pigment, but not very pigmented. It's just that it's a deep shade, but it's not very pigmented. If I ever do find out or have an epiphany about this, I will definitely let you guys know in a follow-up video. Yeah, overall I did really enjoy it, and I actually really like this as a topper shade. I think it just complements these pink, peachy, you know, it goes really well together. This kind of champagne highlight shade is also very complementary, very pretty. In fact, let me try something here. So I've got that brown shade again on my finger. I'm gonna dab. Oh, whoa, what do we have here? Oh, maybe this is the epiphany, because it's kind of sticky, like it's kind of tacky. Okay, now I just patted that onto this golden shade. Huh. You can almost transform it into like a metallic. Hold on. Let me try it. Try to combine that shade, the deep shade, with like one of the pinks. So these two. You almost get a duochrome from this. So now I've combined these two. Oh, hello. Where have you been? Wow, that's really pretty. This is so pretty. It's now like a berry metallic shade. That is so pretty. So I'm gonna take a look at the website to see if they talk about using this shade very purposefully, intentionally, combining with any of the others to create like a 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th shade. The website does not talk about using this as a base shade and then add any or combine with any of these other ones to transform it. But I was able to see that Pink Glow is limited edition along with Copper and Toile de Jouy. So those three are all limited editions. I'm so curious now. So that kind of makes sense. And even if this is just a purely accidental discovery, is that when I used my finger and I applied it on here, it's really easy to work with. With a brush, not so much. And then the moment I use it to kind of pat on, combine it with another shade, I'm gonna actually do these two again and swatch it again. You get a really pretty blend. So this is what the shade looks like by itself solo, and this is combined. Wow. Well, this might be a totally accidental thing, accidental discovery, and that, you know, the truth is maybe nobody on the Dior product team meant for it to be used this way. Who knows? I'm not sure we'll ever find out. I'm just now really interested in playing around some more to see what I might come up with, and, you know, is it still workable? I don't mind going in with my finger to create a look, but I still prefer using brushes for eye looks. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that. Quint is available on the website. I'll have all the links below. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye.